Layoffs in 2024 continue. Unemployment could hit 7% this year. Bottle wars in the club. And thank you. Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also share this video with your friends. Thank you for your support. Today, I read several financial news articles. I've included links to the articles in the description below. I encourage you to read the articles to support the authors and news sources. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of these articles that are of public interest. Before I get started, I want to thank everyone who took the time to respond to my video yesterday when I was contemplating quitting YouTube. There were approximately 1,000 people who took the time to comment. I was not able to read all of the comments, but I did spend several hours reading through as many as I could. There were even people who typically watch my videos on their television set who took the time to use a different device to comment last night. There were also people from multiple countries who took the time to comment. There was an outpouring of support from so many individuals. I really felt like George Bailey at the end of the movie Wonderful Life, when all of the people in town came together to show their appreciation for him as an important part of the community. That is the first thought that popped into my head as I saw all of the comments appear on the screen. It was like all of those people who rushed into George Bailey's house with his wife Mary at the end of the movie. I feel like what we have here on YouTube is a community of like-minded people who are all concerned about what is happening in America and around the world. I was really at a point yesterday where I was thinking about quitting YouTube, not because of the people who were giving me a hard time about my hair or criticizing my presentation style or my disclaimers, but because I was worried about doing more harm than good with my video content. A lot of the news that I report about is not positive, and I was worried that it may have an adverse impact on some viewers. That has never been my intention. I have always wanted to raise awareness about what is happening to Americans and people around the world by referencing current events and data and then sharing my commentary. I am so happy that the majority of people who watch these videos feel as though the content is of value. Your comments were all very thoughtful. I sincerely appreciate your feedback to the questions that I asked in last night's video. Back when I was a public school teacher, I would get feedback from the assistant principal and principal once a year as part of my annual evaluation, but they only watched me teach once or twice during the year. I never felt like they had a pulse on my ability as an educator. I know many of you watch me every day, so your feedback is far more valuable. I am so honored that all of you take the time to watch my videos. This is the first time in my life that I have had an international audience that is interested in what I have to say. I am going to continue making videos, and I will try my best to not let you down. With that said, I'm going to transition to the articles that I read today. I read an article on yahoo.com put out by TCD and written by Doric Sam titled, "Viral Video of Bottle War at Club Stirs Up Major Controversy. Our Generation is So Dumb." Please understand that is the title of the article. I'm not referring to any generation as dumb. Saying some individuals in certain generations are making poor financial decisions would be far more appropriate in my opinion. According to the author, there is a controversial act known as bottle war happening between club attendees. People purchase expensive bottles of adult beverages and then pour them on the floor, which was even encouraged by a club's DJ while the music was bumping, who said, "Pour the expletive out." Apparently, this is a way that some millennials and Gen Zers flex in the club. The author of this article referenced a video that showed young people doing this in the club. One commenter said, "Our generation is so dumb." Another commenter said, "This is ignorant and poor money management." Well, here are my thoughts. Some young people can turn anything into a competition. When I read this story, it reminded me of former NFL wide receiver Andre Rison, who was featured in an ESPN documentary called Broke. He earned approximately $20 million during his NFL career from salary and endorsements. In the ESPN documentary called Broke, he talked about how people were showing off in the clubs by throwing money around so it looked like it was raining bills. Making it rain in the club wasn't good enough for Andre Rison. He had to one-up the other people in the club. You might wonder how he did that. Well, I'm going to quote exactly what he said. According to Andre Rison, we were going to new levels. We were making it snow. You start throwing $100 bills instead of fives. So you've got a competition going on now. I'd be lying on the bed, knocked out after getting back from the club with $10,000 lying on the floor. I've got another $5,000 in my pocket. You might find another $7,500 in the pocket of my coat. Well, my friends, guess what happened to Andre Rison? He filed bankruptcy in 2007 because of overdue child support debts. What happened to Andre Rison should be a cautionary tale for these young people who are wasting large amounts of money in the club on top shelf bottles just so they can show off by pouring it on the floor to impress people. The article didn't go into this, but I have to wonder, how many men are doing this versus women? I suspect more young men are doing this to compete with other men as a way to impress women, as opposed to women doing this in the club. It's kind of like the male chichlid fish that collects shells and piles them up on the ocean floor. A male chichlid fish with more shells than another male chichlid fish can attract a mate. It's amazing to see this little male fish create a large pile of shells on the ocean floor. Sometimes he will even swipe shells from another male's pile to get the upper hand. Do you see a theme here between pouring top shelf bottles out on the floor of the club, making it rain or making it snow in the club with bills, or stacking up shells on the ocean floor? Unlike the chichlid fish, young millennials and Gen Zers could get into financial trouble buying top shelf bottles on the credit card. Some may have a hard time paying off that debt at the end of the billing cycle. I have no doubt some will wake up the next morning and regret all the money they wasted the night before. That money could be invested in assets that provide a financial return. Over the long run, even small amounts of money in quality assets could potentially grow to impressive amounts. I fear some people think the good times are here to stay and the money will always keep flowing. In my opinion, people need to set money back for a rainy day. You never know if and when our economy might take a turn for the worse, and more companies may start laying off human capital. I have to wonder how many of these people in the club have a well-funded emergency account. I have to wonder how many of these people are maxing out their pre-tax retirement contributions each year. I also have to wonder how many of these people are buying after-tax investments so they can get out of the rat race someday and have financial independence and financial freedom. Many of these young people may eventually grow out of this and learn from their mistakes. When you start investing early, your life could be a lot easier down the road. What do you think about this behavior? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Just a few moments ago, I talked about how people should set money back for a rainy day. That rainy day has unfortunately come for some American Airlines employees. I read an article on foxbusiness.com written by Danielle Genovese titled, "American Airlines Lays Off 656 Employees as Carrier Reorganizes Customer Support Team." According to the author, 335 employees in Phoenix and another 321 in Dallas-Fort Worth are losing their jobs. Now, I know you are going to say this is small potatoes, but I keep reading about layoffs in 2024. Many of these people who are losing their jobs may have mortgages, car payments, student loan payments, credit card payments, etc. Some of these individuals may struggle to find a new job quickly, and that may impact their ability to keep up with this debt. These layoffs could have small ripple effects across local economies. My heart goes out to these people who are losing their jobs. I hope they are able to get back on their feet soon. It's not just American Airlines laying off workers this week. I read an article on yahoo.com put out by Sourcing Journal, written by Glenn Taylor, titled, "UPS Lays Off 12,000. We don't expect these jobs to come back." According to the author, UPS is tightening its belt in 2024 to the tune of $1 billion in cost savings, laying off 12,000 employees, or 14% of managers. Again, I feel bad for these people who are losing their jobs. This has to come as a shock, since many of these people may have believed the mainstream narrative that the economy is booming, a soft landing is all but guaranteed, and everything is great. Some of the people being laid off in 2024 could have a hard time getting a new job if companies continue to reduce human capital or if some enact hiring freezes. I read an article today on Yahoo Finance put out by Business Insider and written by Aruni Sani titled, "Unemployment will double by the end of the year, with an economic hard landing inevitable, strategist says." The author of this article referenced Dominic Constram, a Mizuho strategist, who said he is forecasting unemployment rates at 6% or 7% by the end of the year. Well, my friends, let's hope this forecast does not come to fruition, because 7% unemployment would impact a lot of Americans. During the Great Recession, unemployment hit 10% in October 2009. It was brutal back then. In my opinion, 7% this year would be no joke either. Every week I read articles about more layoffs. Many are small layoffs, but I have to wonder what may transpire moving forward. Google collects more data than just about any other company on the face of the planet. I have to wonder if they have their pulse on what is to come. In 2023, they spent $2.1 billion on severance and other expenses when they laid off more than 12,000 employees. Is this just the normal course of doing business for them, or are they preparing for an economic slowdown? I'm not implying anything here, I'm just asking a question. Feel free to answer that question in the comment section below. Please keep in mind that everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.